Hello? We're back in the Stone Age today. My Stream Deck still isn't working. Very excited for that. Anyway, hello. Today we're going to be playing some Sims. It has been a hot minute since I have played The Sims, but I had this thought last night. I wanted to play The Sims last night. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it may be time for us to start a new legacy challenge. Now, here's all of the thoughts that I had last night. So I have had my other legacy challenge since like 2017, 2016. It's been a long time, for 84 years. It's been a long time. And in the beginning, it was something that we did all the time. I got partnered because of our Sims challenges. And I feel like I've been just feeling a little lost in what I really want to focus on for streaming. And I feel like I'm trying to force myself to play things right now that aren't resonating with me. So I was like, you know what I think I need? I think I need to go back to The Sims, but I think I need to go back to The Sims fresh. I need to start a new challenge because our community is different than the community we had in 2016. And I could go through and I could show you guys a family tree that I've been working on. We can talk about all those things, but I don't have records of them anymore. When we were going through the houses of the old legacy family, the thing that I really liked about them was I had saved all of the tombstones. We had something to represent each sim and things like that. What I want to do is I want to start over and I want to work with Shell to get our worlds the same. I want to work on that this weekend. Here's the other thing I want to do, and I need your guys' help with this, okay? For our legacy, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make 3 Sims again, like I did last time, and I'm going to put them up for you guys to vote on for who the founder will be. I'll post pictures, little descriptions, kind of what they're all about, and then you guys will choose the founder. I also think I'm going to do a reverse alphabet legacy. Instead of starting with A, I think we're going to start with Z and we're going to go backwards. I'm sure that there'll be a lot of fun clips of me trying to figure out which letter is next because I don't know my alphabet. Here's the other thing I want to do. I want you guys to create Sims that will live in that world. I'm going to have a hashtag in the Sims gallery and you guys can create Sims, use that hashtag, and I'll upload them into our world. It can be whatever you want. It could be you. You could make a Sim self, put it in our world. If you guys remember when we did the 100 baby challenge, Tibbs Sim ended up birthing the second half of all of our babies. Make yourself a Sim self. Who knows? I'm not going to try to marry or birth with the Sims you guys create. I'm going to keep it where we'll let them kind of follow their desires and stuff like we usually do. What this means is that if Chris makes a mage, we could be sitting at a bar and Wizard Chris could come walking by. And it can be any age. You can make yourself a baby, you can make yourself a teen, you can make yourself whatever. Just keep in mind that once it's in our world, it'll age on its own. Maybe consider waiting. I think I'm going to set one day of the week, and then that day of the week, I'll log on, see if there's any new posts, and I'll put them in. I think I do have to be careful about culling, so I think I'm going to have to set up some stuff with MCC to make sure that we don't have too many Sims, but you can make them goofy, you can make them hot, you can make them whatever you want. She's going to regret this, but it's going to be our time to shine. I just think it would be so much fun for our legacy challenge to have you guys in it. I do have all the packs, so you guys can use whatever packs you want, because I've really been missing The Sims. Can we have Twilight characters in honor of their 20th anniversary? Maybe you can convince somebody to make them. I'm not making that. I'm glad that you guys are excited. I was hoping that you guys were, but I don't know. I was nervous. With this disclaimer, your Sim may or may not end up in a throuple. It may end up as an occult Sim. Like, you have to be okay with whatever happens to your Sim. The moment you upload that Sim, it is free to whatever we need. The Sims base game is free to play. You could always just get the base game and create a Sim too if you'd like. Because there is a new pack and I'm going to have content from that, I need to put up my sponsored thing quick. As a full disclosure, I am partnered with EA, so 99% of the packs that I have are from EA. Thank you to EA for that. All right, let's jump right in and meet our founders for our new Legacy Challenge. Our first contender is Zella, and Zella's lifetime aspiration is to have a successful lineage. Her traits include being family-oriented, competitive, and high maintenance. She has always just wanted to raise babies, have a really tight-knit family, but she's always struggled with love because she is a bit high maintenance and she is very competitive. So finding a partner that can keep up with her is pretty tough. It's up to you guys whether or not Zella gets the chance to find her true match. Up next is Zach. Zach's lifetime aspiration is to be fabulously wealthy. His traits include being a genius, neat, and materialistic. He's really just the kind of person that you can't help but like. He wants to work hard, succeed in his job and in everything else that he does, and honestly, he just wants to live a life where he gets to buy nice things. Can't fault him for that, right? But will this get in the way of him creating a family? We'll find out if you choose him as our founder. Here we have Zadie. Zadie's lifetime aspiration is to be a world-famous celebrity. Her traits are self-absorbed, ambitious, and self-assured. We love a confident queen. Zadie truly just wants everyone to know her name. She loves the spotlight and she wants to become famous. But what about her legacy? Who will know her name after she's gone? Only one way to find out. Originally, when I was making these founders, I was only going to make 3, but I ended up making a 4th, and this is Zevon. Zevon's lifetime aspiration is to be a painter extraordinaire. His traits are creative, music lover, and art lover. He's never really been much for socializing. He spends all of his time in his studio, but he's starting to realize that that's not all there is to life. Maybe it's time that he finds his muse somewhere else. So we did a vote on Discord for our founder sim. Zella got 6 votes. Well, I guess including me. I voted for each one so that I could put the star reaction on there. So technically 5, I guess. And then Zach didn't get any votes, which surprised me. Zach was actually the one I was kind of hoping would win. Zadie ended up getting 7. She's our winner. She wants to be rich and famous and she's starting with nothing. Zevon was our last one and he got 2 votes. Congratulations to Zadie. I think I'm going to let the other ones still exist in our world. I need to place her down on a lot. So we're gonna also find a lot that has a 64 by 64. I don't know which ones have the large lots. Oh, that's a 64 by 64. We're gonna have horses everywhere though, and I don't necessarily want that. So I'm gonna keep looking just to see if there's another 64 by 64. Oh, that's the high school. I guess I can't get rid of that, huh? Oh, this is a 64. Perfect. We're gonna do this one. They're getting evicted, and we are going to demolish this lot. I'm excited. I love the start of legacy challenges. Sometimes I think the start is my favorite part. I did put a prompt in our Discord. So if you want to create a sim to be put in our town. Oh my god, hold on. I need to read through these descriptions because she actually made these. Is it a Miko? Is a kawaii girl with a soft smile and a heart full of love for cats. Oh my god, she has a cat. Look at that. She's rarely seen without her pastel outfits. Her pastel outfits, cat ear headband, and her fluffy pet Momo by her side. Sweet, gentle, and a little shy, Amiko fills her world with cuteness, creativity, and cozy cat vibes. This is so cute. I didn't know you were going to do descriptions for each one. Super cute. Look at that cat. Oh my god. The best part is if we were to marry her or whatever, she would move her cat in too. Oh, this is Smooshy's sim self. Cute. This one I saw a preview of and hated immediately. This one is Eggward Cullen. His name is Eggward. Mysterious, brooding, slightly scrambled. Once a simple egg in a small town fridge, Eggward hatched into the dazzling yolk-hearted enigma the Sims would never knew it needed. With his pale shell that glows faintly under moonlight and a stare that can poach your soul, he is equal parts charming and unsettling. I hate it. So these Sims should just be in the world. The only mod that I play with and that I will use in this challenge is the MCC mod, but all that will do is allow us to have more babies than what the default game does. It also does cleanup actions, so it will make it so my Sims don't constantly go for water or do things like that. So it doesn't really affect gameplay at all. It just kind of makes things easier and run better. All right, so here's Zadie. I'm not gonna lie, she's probably one of the prettiest Sims I've ever made. I love the freckles. I gave her little cat wings. I gave her a little mole. I went in to create a sim, and then I hit random a whole bunch of different times. And then once I found a face shape I like, because that's the hardest part for me, is shaping their head. Once I found a head shape I liked, I went in there, and from there I started editing things. When I hit that random button, she had really distinct blush on her cheeks. I was like, I want to keep that. And so I changed it to a little bit more of a neutral, but still pretty color for her. And then her eyes were brown, so I made those blue. And then I never choose the light brown hair, almost ever. So I just went for things that I don't normally do. So I voted for her. I remember the last legacy had a lot of redheads. It did have a lot of redheads. Ironically, our first generation of our last legacy challenge was all redheads except Bo. And Bo was the one that we ended up choosing as our heir. I think that that's kind of funny. So this is the lot that we will live on. We start off with whatever money we have after buying the lot. So we have 9,000 simoleons to make a very basic house. Honestly, I'm not sure she'll have walls at first. We'll see. Basic necessities. We could do a mini fridge. I kind of want to see how much money we have left over. So the main concerns that I always have when I build with no money like this is food and sleep. We'll do the basic necessities like a toilet. I know I could do the bush. She deserves a little better than that. I am going to make a tiny little bathroom for that and then see if I can expand it later. So these are the same price, 300, 300. This one looks prettier, so we're going to go for that one because even if we have to be poor, we can still be cute. On this side, let's add a basic couch, just something that she can vibe on. See, again, this is 150, so that's pretty cheap. I mean, the comfort's only 1. I'm just trying to see when it turns to comfort 2, just to see how much it is, but we're already to like 300, so I think we're just gonna stick with the cheap ones. I think she can nap on this, can't she? There, she has a couch. All right, kitchen. There's no reason to really get a mini fridge when the used version of this fridge is less. These are 350 and that's 215. We'll start with that one and one countertop. Let's change these to some other colors. Maybe, oh cute. Let's do pink and this little blue color. Speaking of colors, instead of just picking the default, let's try to be, we're gonna try to do better this time. We are going to have cute things. We're gonna have colors. I'm gonna be better about customizing. We're gonna take our time. And then if we have extra money, then I'll go and I'll upgrade some of these things. Study-wise, we do need at least one bookcase. Maybe we could actually enclose this all with some walls too. That would be nice. Let's see how much that would cost. If we can do that, then I would rather have a basic house. And we're gonna start with a little bit of a different shape than I normally would choose. All right, so we still have over 5,000 simoleons. So I think what I'm gonna do is expand that one, have a decent looking bathroom. Look at us go. And then this can be the entryway. And then for front doors, I'm gonna put a door right here. This was from the new pack and I kind of like it. It's screened, so it doesn't look like it's super nice. That's cute. I like that. For interior doors, I'm just gonna stick with basic. That one's 50, this one's 40. It's cute though, so I'm gonna stick with it. We do need a bed. This is gonna be our living room. I think I'm gonna make a bedroom off of here. I don't wanna spend a lot of money on bed. I just wanna make sure we have a double bed so that we can do things. The basic 290 bed is energy 4. What's the cheapest energy 5 and what's the price difference? 1,000 simoleons. Oof. I mean, we have the money right now though. Maybe we just go for that. The cheapest energy 5. This one has stress relief 2 and discomfort relief 2. So I think I might actually go for this one. And then let's see if there's any good swatches for it. Oh yeah, there's some pretty ones. Oh, that pink is really, oh, I like that blue too. Okay, not that one. All right, we have 3,000 simoleons left. I think I can actually make this house look relatively okay. I hate how beds work in The Sims 4. Why is a nice cheap bed uncomfortable? If there's one thing that I could change about The Sims, it would be for these, the wood, the frames and stuff like that to be different swatches. So like if you see here, this one and this one are the same color frame, but the bedding changes. So this They're the same, but the bedding changes. If we could just separate those swatches so I could have this color frame with that color bedding, that's all I want. I don't need a full color wheel. I don't need to customize it to death. But if we could just separate those kinds of swatches so that the bedding and the wood could be different options, I would be so happy. Especially when it comes to things like the couches that have pillows on them and the pillows change colors and stuff. Let me choose. You got a shower woohoo, maybe you can get them to give us swatches. I'm so bummed that I didn't get to go to TwitchCon this year, but I'm also especially bummed because The Sims had a big meetup. I'm just saying that after I had dinner with Frost and everybody, and I said that my one thing I want was shower woohoo, University came out right after and we got shower woohoo. So I'm not saying that I got a shower woohoo, but I'm not saying that I got a shower woohoo. Anyway, I want to do some siding. Actually, maybe let's do some bricks. We almost never do bricks. We have to do something that works with the color of here. I'm gonna put that one up high. These windows are so little. I'll put one on either side of her bedroom. I'm not gonna put any on that wall, but I will put 2 side by side here. Roofing should be easy. I should be able to do this. That's a little cuter. Do I love it? No. Let me go to here. Make this one a little bigger. Make this one a little littler. I can also get that side up so then it's not so in our faces. That looks a little better. All right, let's see what kind of white roofs we have. We might have to do gray. Yeah, I think gray is gonna have to be what we choose. Oh, I kind of like this pattern with it. And I still think it looks okay with the blue. I'm not a huge builder, and I'm trying to work on that. In fact, I think I might raise this whole thing up if I can remember how to do that. And then we're gonna add a little front porch. We have so much more room than I thought we were going to. I don't know why, and that scares me a little bit. That doesn't look that different. I'm trying to decide if I want to do like a different color brick, like if we want it to be like a dark colored brick maybe. You know, I don't hate that. And it's one of the cheaper ones. It's 8. I feel like I'm not good at sticking to like a specific type of theme either. Like this feels way too modern for the rest of this. Okay, maybe we'll do this. How much is this one? 10. Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, I don't think the blue and the white work with this anymore. I don't want it to be black though either. What do we think? Let's go back to the blue and the white. I'm gonna try something different because we're making it dark by doing this. So what if I, instead of doing dark bricks, did like white bricks? Well, this has blue on it. Okay, hold on. We can still do dark, but add the blue. I wonder if I could do blue trim too. Hold on. Oh, that is pretty. Let's do that. Maybe there's blue roofs. This one's not too bad, but it's metal. I mean, it's metal, but it doesn't look that bad. I don't hate that. Maybe that's what I want. A cheap gravel that like, it goes perfectly with the stairs. All right, we only have 2,000 simoleons left, so I have to be careful because we still need to do wallpaper and lighting and some other stuff. So interior wallpaper, we want it to be different than what I normally go for. We do have a lot of pink. I think we should work up the pink gold colors for her. So let's check these out. And again, I'm trying to keep it cheap. This one's a dirty one, which I kind of like the vibe for. I think I like that. Because again, we're starting off. Maybe we give her a bedroom color that's a little different. So we have like the batten board there. And then what about in here? We could do a tile. Let's do that actually with the pink and the black. That one's gonna be cheaper. I'm just going with the solid black. I want to try to get away from constantly just putting that little tiny ceiling one is. I always use that. So my goal is to, if I'm going to, I want to use it with a different light. I really want to try to work on just lighting in general and not only using these giant bright ones. These ones are great for lighting, but I want to do more. Oh, those aren't even against the wall. Okay, we'll come back to this. In here, I just want to do wall lights. Oh shoot, this is actually really cute. How much are these? 40? I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but get something different. It might be too much for the kitchen area though. Maybe we'll just do a little arch on this side and then we'll put artwork underneath it. These were cheaper than these hanging ones, so I'm gonna stick with these for right now. It was going to be a leaf, that's what I was actually hoping for, but it's not the same size. I wanted them to kind of intersect. There. Does that kind of look like a leaf? I'm gonna keep this, and then maybe I can add some small wall decor or something. I don't know. I think it's kind of cute. I think it's different, because in my head, she's poor, right? But we're trying to, what is that? Like the dress for the job you want kind of thing. So I want wood by the kitchen for sure, and then a crappy carpet in here. Like she's doing the best she can with what she has. I want to do a crappy overhead light here. I don't like how low they go. It's really ugly. I'll change it to white at least. And then in the bathroom, which I think we can actually put a sink in here now, so that's cool. Actually, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna get rid of this one. What were the other color options for this toilet? Because I'm not loving the black in here. White. Like, it doesn't really fit the rest of her. And then let's change this tile to a lighter colored tile. See, now that it's not the black, I kind of like it better this way. But now I can put the crappy lights above a mirror in here. I really like this one. How much is it? 150. That's so much more than the basic ones. Okay, well, we have something we can go for next time. Maybe I'll just put a crappy wall light over, like, the toilet. Look at that mismatching gold. Yes. Toilet paper. We're just giving her the basic one, but we'll make it gold. Oh, the only nice gold one has the toilet paper going the wrong way. You know what? She's gonna have to have the toilet paper going the wrong way. All right, we have 891 simoleons left. We need a bookshelf. She's not exactly a literary genius here. This one's 240. Holy crap. We don't have that much money. I think maybe we put down a table and we put just these down. 55. That's not bad. Beautiful. We can be poor and still put toilet paper the right way. I agree. Oh, I do want to put a little tiny table over here. She needs to have a place to eat. And instead of it being this boring plain wood one, I'm gonna pick something different. I want it to be round. Sheesh, these tables are expensive. This one's $245. Let's go for, oh, perfect. And then for chairs, oh, this is cute. Let's do these. How much are these? 50. That's fine. Here, I want the wall, kind of like the ones we had like over the toilet. We have 131 simoleons. So we're basically done. We can't really afford much of anything else. I try really hard to wait until we can afford nice things all of the time. This time, I really want to decorate. I want to make sure that we're decorating, we're doing all of that. I want to find a little side table here, but I want it to be a crappy one. I'm gonna slightly angle it so it doesn't look so perfect. Actually, hold on, this one's cheaper. This will be her nightstand. I'm gonna put this one over here. We do need a trash can, you guys are right. We can only afford this one, so I guess this is what we're getting. As of right now, we have one simoleon left, and this is our founder Sims house. All right, here's our first home of our legacy challenge. Thank you guys so much for joining in on our debut episode of our new legacy challenge. If you're interested in catching our streams live, all of the information is down below. We'll catch you next time.